Okay, we are going to get our comments loaded. So if you're out there a few minutes early, go ahead and let me know that you're here if you choose to do so and where you're from. Let me adjust my camera just a little bit. It's always something you got to do once you come on board. So let's see how this works. All right, let's see. I think we're good, hopefully. All right, so we are ready to go. Ready as we're ever going to be. And what am I doing here? I got to think about what I'm doing. This and that. This is for this. Okay. Oh, I guess I might need that. Hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome. I am just trying to organize myself just a little bit. Everything seems to be somewhat organized, but you know how that goes. I'm making sure I got glue that works so I don't have to get up. You love my tutorials. Oh, thank you. Hey, Judy from Ohio, how are you? Oh, how's the weather out in your part of the country? We are like, oh my gosh. Hey, Marcia, how are you? Welcome. It is like living in an oven here in Florida, and I'm sure some of the other states as well. Oh my God, the heat is just, the humidity is just horrible, and there hasn't been any wind lately. So we've been in like the mid-90s, so even the dog doesn't even want to go out. So I just take her out front and go, all right, you got to go tinkle, we're going back in. So it's just unbearable. Hey, Marie, how are you? We're going to be doing some fun, easy cards tonight, something a little bit different, and we'll go over that once we get everybody on here. I'm a little bit early. Thank goodness I had everything working. Now I know that the program that I use to stream the videos tends to knock Facebook off every now and then, so a little humid. Oh wow, 85. Yeah, that's hot for you guys. Hey, Karen Jo. Karen Jo is from Bradenton in Florida, so she knows what weather we're dealing with. God, it's like you can't even breathe when you go outside. My husband's been playing golf 3 days a week, and I don't even know. I think he's crazy. It's just too hot. He comes home completely drenched, and I think it was today that he's been playing 3 days, but now he's going back to, he said it's too hot, so he's going to go back to 2 days a week. Where do you, I'm in Fort Myers. We moved here we moved here a year ago, just before the hurricane. We lived in the Villages for the last 10 years, and originally I'm from the Virginia Beach area. But we like it down here. We live in a life care community. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. It's where you buy into a home. They have single family homes, and then they have like condos, apartments, or I guess whatever you want to call them. The older ones that are here are, I guess, like old fashioned apartments. But anyways, so you pay like a monthly, what they call a maintenance fee, but all of your medical and everything is taken care of. So we have, just like in a hospital room, we have pull cords. So if you have an emergency, you pull the cord and they immediately send somebody out, and then the ambulance comes. And then if you need assisted living or, memory care, that's all taken care of. So if you want to stay in your home, but your spouse has to go into one of those, there's not any additional fees. And most places charge extra for that. So when you look at the big, hey BFF, so when you look at the big scheme of things, it just knows as you get older that you'll be taken care of. And if you run out of money, this place it's run by a Christian ministry, and if you happen to run out of money, they will keep you and continue to keep you here. They have a thrift store that funds are used to help offset the cost for some folks that may. It's really a nice place. We're on 725 acres on the water. And about 3/4 of that is wetlands, so they can't build on it. So, but it's really a nice place. I hardly ever leave. We call it the island because it's an island on the water, and then the newer section you come in. It's about 1.5 miles from the main road. We're right at the entrance to Sanibel Bridge, and it's about 1.5 miles down to get to the island, which is the original part that was built in 1960. And then we're in an area that was built about 16 years ago. So anyways, where are you at from Virginia? What area? But we like living here. I hardly ever, the only time I leave is when either we go out to dinner somewhere outside of here, we call it the campus, or to get my nails done or my hair done. Other than that, I hardly ever leave. So I'm here all the time. But it's like living in a resort because we have all the different pools, we have activities, music. It really is a nice place. It really is. Oh, Charlottesville. I have a friend whose parents, she's from Charlottesville, and her dad was a quarterback. Well, he may not have been a quarterback for UVA, and they retired his jersey not too long, several years ago. But her mom decided she's in her mid 80s, and she moved into Westminster up there, which is something similar, but it's not a life care. So, oh, good. I lived in Virginia Beach. I was born and raised born in the old Portsmouth Naval Hospital, and grew up in Virginia Beach and went to Princess Anne High School and all that fun stuff. So yeah, actually I'm going back in mid-September because one of my good friend's daughter's getting married. So we're going a week before so I can hopefully catch up with folks. And then the following week we're going to go up to Williamsburg where my husband's brothers live. So we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. So it would be fun. It'd be nice to get back. Plus my BFF lives in Norfolk and she's on here, so I have to talk nice about her. So anyways, but I do like living here. It's, Virginia, the weather is very similar here. It's hot and humid, just like it is up in Virginia. So it's not much different. So if you're used to that, other than having these hot days that, everybody's just having weird weather issues anyway. So, but all right, we're going to give it a couple more minutes and then I'll start my little spiel and wait for everybody to come on. Actually, I'll go ahead and start that, and then they can always come back if they miss it, because it's 7:03. So, welcome everyone, and I have to share with you, I've got something I'm going to be giving away thanks to Stampin' Up. I got an order in yesterday, and I was opening it this morning when I came down to the studio. I was opening my order, and I have all this ribbon, and I didn't order any ribbon, and I ordered some of that holiday paper from the Horse and Sleigh, and I thought, well, gosh, maybe I put the wrong order number in, because I had 4 rolls of soft seafoam ribbon. So, and anyway, so I called Stampin' Up because I was missing one item, and I was telling them I'd send them back. They don't have you send back the extra stuff that you get. She said, just keep it. I felt bad because, she said that for the cost to send it back, she said, just keep it and give it away to your customers, friends, or whatever. So I'm going to raffle off some of this. So if you like and share my video, I would greatly appreciate it. I will put your name in the little wheelie thingy. Well, it's not a wheelie thing. I'll do it online. And tomorrow, I'll draw a name, and somebody can get a nice spool of soft seafoam seam binding ribbon. So there you go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and flip you're gone. Where'd you go? I'm gone. What do you mean? You're gone. Am I gone? Am I not on? I'm reading. I'm not sure what they're asking. But anyways, there's about a 15-20 second delay. So let me go ahead and introduce myself in case we have some new people on, and there might be some lurkers who may not sign in. So welcome everybody. My name is Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I live in Fort Myers, Florida. I've been here about a year, and prior to that we lived in the Villages, Florida, which is in the central part of the state, and we lived there for about 10 years. And I am here in my studio with my wonderful dog Riley, who's laying on the floor under the desk. So okay, and I'm going to flip the camera down and go through my housekeeping, and then we'll get started. We're going to make some fun, just easy, fun cards. So let me flip the camera. Now, I hope everybody took advantage of the online exclusives. Now, there's still, items are still available. The truck is due in, I think, in a week or so. You need to check, if you're interested and you didn't get an opportunity to get that, the truck, then I would encourage you to just check the site every day in case, because sometimes it goes off and then they bring back more inventory. So I'm not quite sure how that works. So keep that in mind. And again, these online exclusives are while supplies last. So that's the downside to these. But Stampin' Up! Is trying to be proactive and coming up with new products in between catalogs and trying to get them out to us as quick as possible. So without having to go through printing and all that mess, they're able to put this up online. So for some of us, you know, there's some, you know, for people that aren't quite tech savvy, some of the older folks, you know, they may not want to go online, then you just have to, you know, somebody's got to help them to either go online or they need to contact me if I'm their demonstrator or what have you. But, and it's easy. So you just go online and place your order. Now I'll show you some of the ones. This is, and I'm sure you all have seen the horse and sleigh. I did get that with the dies, and I did do, I think it was 2 weeks ago, where I showed you with that beautiful paper how we could use almost the entire piece and show a scene on your card. So if you haven't seen that one, go back about 2 weeks ago, and it's under the live section. And then I just, in my order that I got today, there's 2 more. I got this prized plant, and this is a 2-step. And I got it because I don't really have that many leafy stamps. And I was, one of the techniques that we're going to be doing on my Technique Thursday is going to be, we're going to create mask a window. And I don't really have any leafy type things that I can use. So I got this thinking I might be able to use that. And then I also got the So Very Merry Christmas. Now this one I think is still available, or it may be on, they may be trying to get more in. I can double check that tomorrow, but you can go online and just pull up the online exclusives and you'll find out. But I thought this was a really cute, simple but cute. Looks like stained glass right here, so you can color these in. Just really pretty. And you got a bird and the little gingerbread. To me, it looks like a gingerbread house. So there's 10 photopolymer stamps in this. All right, so that's the online bit of it that I wanted to talk about. Now, this is July, so I have a new tutorial bundle. So this is 42, I think, 42 projects in here. So if you place a $50 order through my online shopping store, then this will get emailed to you within a couple of days of your order. And the nice thing about this is that you can actually copy this and make these yourself, or you can just use them for inspiration. There's a lot of great. There's myself and 41 other demonstrators. It runs, varies from month to month. Last month we had 54. But these are people from all over the United States. This is the one that I did right there with the Hey Chuck. I love that. But there's some good ideas in here. So if you do place an order, this is what you'll receive from me. And in addition to that, if you're not on my newsletter, if you're not receiving it, I would encourage you to sign up for it. You can go to shallwestamp.com, which is my blog, and you can sign up on the right-hand side. But I post in the newsletter monthly coupons that will provide something either free or discounted or whatever. So for the month of July, if you purchase a bundle, you already get a 10% discount from Stampin' Up, and then I'll give you an additional 5% off. And what I normally do is you purchase it, you notify me that you've made it, I confirm it, and then I'll either PayPal or Venmo, or I can send you a check, however, for the 5% of the cost of that item. So keep that in mind. These are coupons go through April of next year. And then also, if you're shopping with me, I do a free 40 from myself. And once you spend $50 and you do that 8 times, you fill up these lines here, then you will earn $40 in free product. You will pay the shipping and tax, and then you'll just fill in the bottom section of this page, and you can either take a picture and text it, message it to me, email it to me. I don't care. As long as I get it, I'll just verify the orders, and then we'll place your order, and I'll have it shipped directly to you. So that's another good reason that you should be on my newsletter list if you haven't already. Okay, let's see. What else was I going to go over? I did that. And then again, if you're just joining, I'm going to be giving away this roll of soft sea foam for anyone that shares and likes and shares or subscribes to my YouTube channel. You will get this in the mail. So just I'll draw names tomorrow, and then I'll let y'all know. Okay, so tonight we are going to be working with the Zany Zoo, this crazy set. And I came across a couple of cards that I really liked, so I thought I would share. So we're going to work with the Zany Zoo, and we're going to do a curtain. We're going to do like a little theater with our animals. And so these are the stamps. There's 20 dies in the Zany Zoo dies. And then there's 11, and I'm sure y'all have seen this, cling. So this is the red rubber cling. There's 11 stamps in here. And then, of course, we have the beautiful paper, which, let me grab it. I didn't think to print it out, even though I've got the piece cut that I need. And I'm sure y'all have seen this paper. I'll just show you a couple of sheets. It's got all these critters in here. So you've got these musical ones, and everything on the back is black and white. And then you've got some that are knitting, some that are cooking. So it's a really cute, and it's called the Zoo Crew. And it comes in a 12 by 12. And then I'm going to be working with the Good Feelings stamp set. This is a cling. We're going to be using the I'm Just Happy For You. It's going to be a birthday card. And then in addition to that, the Nested Essential Dies. And this is a nice set. I just started using it. I just got it in. I hadn't ordered it up until last week. So that's what we're going to be doing this evening. And let me show you the first card. We're not doing anything special as far as fun folds. I'm kind of taking a little break from that for tonight. We're just going to do something very simple, and we'll just see how that goes. All right, so let me bring in the card. Now this one, we took the paper. Of course, you know, a lot of that paper is already colored, right? Like the little, I guess that's an aardvark, is already colored. I did go in and color. So what you're going to do is you're going to fussy cut whatever pieces that you want to create this card, okay? And colored his skates. His wings were already colored, and his beak. And then I colored the bunny's belly, and I colored the fox's scarf and seat and his tires. Don't ask me why I did the lemon lime twist, but I did. And then the banner, I'm going to show you how I made that. I freeformed that, and you can probably tell by the way it's looks kind of crooked. But I sketched that out. So I thought this was a fun card, and it says hip hip hooray, which is what we're using out of that stamp set. And then the inside is where we're using the I'm Just So Happy For You. And then the alligator, who is also one that you're going to cut out. All I did was color the basket and his little bike right here. He was already colored. But I thought that's a cute card for, I don't know, for adults, for children, for whomever. And then this is part of the combo. This is part of the suite for the Zany Zoo. It's a ribbon combo of lemon lime twist and petal pink. And that's what we're using right here on the top of our card. So it's a very, very easy card. And this one is out of, what is it, Afternoon Assure? Is that the name? I always get confused. I can't remember the names. But we're going to do the next one in Pool Party. And we're going to do a little blending. Okay. So let's get started. I'm going to push this over here. Whoopsie. And then the next card we're going to do is we're going to make the stage. We're going to make a stage scene. And so, all right. So let me get my envelope with all of my goodies, and I'll go through. And this one's not that hard to do. It's just a lot of, you know, fussy cutting stuff out. We'll put our envelope over there. All right. So we're just going to take your card base of 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to fold it in half, or you can score it at 4 1/4. So let me go ahead and lay that down here, and I'm going to fold this and burnish it with my bone folder. All right, and then we're going to do a little bit of sponging on here just to give it a little bit of, you know, a little bit of color, a little bit of shading, if you will, and we're going to use Pool Party for that. And then this is a piece, this is going to be the pole. So this pole right here came from, I think it's the one, the Les Shops. It's the back side of one of those papers. It's got some brown stripes, and then it's got some other beigey type stuff in the center. So I've just cut a 1/4 inch of that to be the pole that he's going to be hanging on to, which our banner will be on. And then, I forgot to cut this off. Then I am using a what did I do here? 2 1/4 inch circle. Now we do have some dies that if you have them, you can use them. They're dies that kind of are like do hills and stuff like that. I just use the 2 1/4 is retired. I tried the 2 3/8, but it was a little bit too big. So I'm using a 2 1/4. And you can use whatever circle that you want depending on the size that you want to do. And then this is the largest nested die that I used. And then I've got all my little pieces cut out. At least I thought I did. Where are my pieces? Hold on. Hang on. Don't tell me I've lost my people. Oh, Lord. Hang on a minute. I've lost my peeps. Good Lord, this is not a great way to start out. I know I cut them out. I think I did. At least I thought I did. Hold on. Maybe it's in the other envelope. Hold on. I might be cutting out tonight. Let me see if they're in here. Hang on. They might be in the other envelope with the other people. Nope. I guess I'm going to be cutting stuff out. I thought I already did all that. Oh, Lordy. I was trying to save time. All right. Hang on a minute. Let me go get the paper because I got to start cutting. I swear I cut those guys out. I don't know what I did with them. Let me make sure they're not hiding under something. All right, they're not there. They're not there. Yep, go figure. Okay, hang on. Let me get my folks here. And let's see, what are we doing? We're doing the. All right, hang on a minute. Let me grab my paper. I'm coming back. Lord have mercy. I swear, I thought I did this to save time so y'all wouldn't have to sit here and watch me fussy cut. But I guess that's what you're going to have to do. I'm pretty sure I did cut these out. Hang on. Here's all my scraps. All right, so there, you all have seen this paper. So I'm just going to grab it when I see the pieces that I need. We need that. I know I cut these guys out. I know I did. Oh, well, here we go. We need the rabbit. We're going to take him. We're going to take that. What else are we going to do? Let's see. Who else do we want? We got the alligator. I'm sorry, you guys. You don't need to see me, watch me sitting here go through all this mess, do you? We don't want them. And I'm looking for my aardvark. And I don't want any ballerinas dancing. Okay. All right, hang on a second. I cannot believe I didn't cut all this stuff out. All right, we got that. We don't need him. We don't need that. My apologies. We're going to take, I know I did because I cut it. There's that one. Oh, well, whatever. Okay, here's my other sheet that we're going to use right here. All right, well, now I guess you get to watch me cut this, and I apologize for that. Okay, so let's move all of this out of the way for the moment because we're going to have to do some quick cutting here. Let me get my clouds. I got clouds, all this stuff. So hang on. It's my apologies. All right, we're going to have a bunny. Let's see what else we're going to put in here. We're going to do the bunny rabbit. We don't need that. We don't need that. Put this over here. See, it never fails, right? All right, let's see. We got the bunny rabbit we're going to cut out. There's our aardvark. So let me get my scissors here. And we are going to take the, we're going to do, all right, let's do these guys. I'm going to come down here. I swear I had all these done. All right, so I'm just going to cut, you're going to fussy cut these out. I know this is going to probably take a little bit longer than I had anticipated. Maybe I thought I did it and was going to do it and never did it. And then we'll take this little critter. Let me see if I can find another one. Let's take this guy here, since this part of the paper is already cut, right? And I'm cutting around because I want to keep some of that, looks like dirt or road, whatever. All right, I think we got that right. The rabbit, we didn't find my aardvark. Oh, there he is, right here. We need this guy. We'll put him in there, only because he's on a wheel. All right. This is the part I really didn't want to spend time doing because I thought, gosh, they don't want to sit there and watch me fussy cut all this mess out. So this is going to be pretty fast. So I'm just going to go along and try to do this real fast. And my apologies again. I'm sorry. That's what I get for trying to be organized and get everything done. But that's okay. So we're just going to cut out all these little critters. And you can use whatever critters you want when you do your yours. And which is really funny because I swear I thought I did it, but oh well. So anyways, I'm just going to fussy cut these out, and then we're going to have the star of the show. And I'm not sure if I want to do what I did with the doggy on the current card or change it. And so we'll figure that out here in just a minute. So I'm just trying to go around his bod. He's going to be kind of in the background, so we're not going to see a lot of him. And we're going to come around like that because we're going to color some of that stuff in. Okay, and then we've got our, I don't even know what this thing is. Is this a goose? Or it's not a duck. I assume it's I'm assuming it's like a goose, right? Probably. All right, so we're gonna just trim around her. I'm gonna call her as a her because she's got I don't know. Oh, you know what? Her feet, I didn't color her feet in. I lied. They're already colored in. And that's something. All right, we are going to cut and keep some of this little ground here because we do want some of that around her legs. And I'm going to come up this way and go around, keep some of that dirt there. And then we're going to come around her skate and go up. I know y'all did not come here, so if you're just joining me, I forgot to cut these out. So I know that's not what you came here to watch me fussy cut, but unfortunately, that's what we have to do. All right, so we'll get there. It won't take me that long. Anyways, it's a fun card, and I think it can be used for, I mean, obviously it looks kind of like for children, but I think there's adults that would love stuff like this too, right? So let me just kind of get in the little tail feathers here. And I like how the paper, they've kind of colored part of it, and then that gives us the opportunity if we want to add more color, which we can. I really do love this set. So if you haven't purchased it, it's something you might want to consider. And there's a lot of stuff out on Pinterest and on the internet that you can find where people have used this set and have been quite creative. So, all right. It shouldn't not taking too long, but we'll get in here. All right, so there goes the little goosey. I'm gonna call it a goose. If it's not a goose, then somebody can let me know. All right, so that's cut out. And let's see, what else were we doing? Oh, we gotta do the, oh, it's an ostrich? Oh, really? Why would it be an ostrich? Just be, oh, because of that? Oh, we got the bunny rabbit here too, so I gotta cut him out. I had no idea. See, I don't even know my daggone creatures. Only creatures I know are dogs. But that's all right. Oh, this bunny rabbit's going the wrong way. Well, we can do it. We can act like he's going to be the weird one. He can be the odd man out. So you can use that as part of your, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want him to be the odd man out. I don't think I want that. I think I want him going the same direction. Here's another one. Hold on, I'll get this guy. I want him to go the same way. He'll feel left out if he's not. Sorry about that. Yeah, we want him to go the same way. Because I guess it would be kind of cute to see him going the opposite way, because you could always make the birthday cake, especially if they're older, right? You're losing your mind. You think you're going in the wrong direction every day. Kind of make fun of it. I'm going to cut around this so I can make it easier. Okay. I'm hurrying. But I think it's a cute card. I think, I know for me, I like all sorts of cutesy stuff. Some people don't. It's not their cup of tea, but, if you've got young children or grandchildren, this would be probably perfect for them. And if somebody doesn't like animals, then I'm not sure about that. That would be questionable, don't you think? Okay, so we're going to leave that like that. And what else do we need? Okay, so we got our aardvark. We got the wrong bunny going the wrong direction. All right, so we got him. And then the next thing, I got the fox. That's what we were trying to do here. We got the fox on the Foxmobile. I love these little scooters. Aren't they cute? All right, so this is the fox. And see how they've already colored him, so we don't even have to do anything with him. We could just leave it just like it is. I want to get a little bit closer so we don't have quite as much white going around him, but since we're going to do this kind of on a mission, we'll get this done. All right, so what have you all been doing? There's something I just read something the other day, and I was going to ask you guys about it, and then I forgot what it was. See what happens when you get older? You turn 65 and oh my gosh, my brain. Not that it just started, it's been going. I called today to make an appointment for the skin doctor. An emu? Oh, that might be like the guy on TV. I called to make an appointment to go see a skin doctor, and she said, what kind of insurance do you have? I said, oh Lord, I just qualified for Medicare. Makes you feel like, oh my gosh. And I was telling my story when I was, a young teenager. How when the year 2000 was coming around, and I thought, oh my God, I'll be 40 years old. That's old, and here I am now 65. I'm thinking, holy moly. All right, so we've got our critters. Let's see, we got him, we've got him. I think we've got everybody right there. We do. We're good to go. Okay, that didn't take us. Oh, wait, I need one more. I've got to have my person who's going to be in the, who do we want to have in the center of the, oh, not this one. That's the other one. Okay. All right, we're good. Okay, so our critters are out, so that's good. Okay, now we can get started with the card. I am going to find my piece of paper here. Now we're going to do a little bit of coloring. Now I'm going to take the base and I'm going to use it in a horizontal of the pool party. Okay, now we'll get back to making the card. And I'm using one of our blending brushes. And I'm just going to kind of darken the edges around just to give it a little extra color. And then just try to add a little stuff, you know, some coloring on the top so it's just not so plain, okay? It's not going to be real distinctive, but I think you'll see it. So we just want to go around and just kind of give it a little color around the edges. And, you know, as you're blending, you can go back go one way with your brush and then you can come back another way. So here I'm just going to kind of use what's on the brush. So you can see it's kind of like giving it a little bit of darker. I don't want a whole lot in the center, but I do want to put a little bit. That just kind of adds a little bit to it. Let me do, since I've got this side a little bit darker, let's come over and do this one a little bit too, so it kind of acts like we know what we're doing here. All right, let's go with that. Okay, we'll put a little bit in here. All right, so that's our pool party. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to set that off to the side for just a moment. I'm going to bring in my, we're going to color the dirt on these guys. So I'm going to get my smoky slate out. I've got my light and my dark, and I'm going to color this as like it's like the ground, I guess, whatever. So I'm just going to make the little gray thing so it looks like it's the grass or the ground, dirt, or the side, the street, you know, the road or whatever. So I'm just going to take my light smoky slate and go through that. I'm not going to do a whole lot, so we'll get some of the white off the edges. We're going to do that with him. And then the little bunny, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to color in where the marks are, just to kind of not make it look so starky white, right? And then I'm going to come back with the bunny. We're going to color his belly in just a minute. Since I've got the smoky slate out, let's go ahead and we'll do all of this at the same time. So I'll just draw an edge and we're going to color in that, like the motorcycle or the moped or whatever you want to call it. The scooter is, and this is all the, I'm going to put all the dirt down here, all the smoky stuff and that. All right, and then we have just a little bit here for this guy, but you're not going to see him because he's going to be kind of hidden. But we'll go with that anyways. All right, now I'm going to come back with my black, and I'm going to do the wheels. I don't think we're going to see his wheels, but I'm going to color it just in case. So I'm going to make his tire black. But see how easy this is? So you don't even have to do any stamping other than your sentiment. And you don't even need to do that. You could always, I'm going to make these tires black, and then I'll color the wheel a different color. And but you don't even have to do any stamping when you have this kind of paper. I mean, if you like to color, then, you know. All right, I don't think we're going to do anything there. And what are we going to do? Let's see. Let's color, and this is Lemon Lime Twist. So I'm going to color, I think I will color his wheels in this thing here. Probably should have done the pool party, but that's all right. And I'm going to color the bunny's tires. I'm going to color his green. And what else? I think that's good. Okay, now I'm going to come in for the bunny rabbit. And I'm just going to do his belly, and I'm doing it in the light, but I think I might want to do dark. Petal pink. Let's see. I'm not sure if that's, it's not very pink looking, is it? That looks really dark. Or a different color. Let me grab my, let me grab the dark one and see if it looks better. I think it might. Yeah, let's try the dark. And I'm not going to try, I went over a little bit in his, right there, but I'm not going to try to use the color lifter because of it being paper. I'm afraid that it's going to kind of move it all around. All right, so we're going to get those out of the way. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is with my circle now, I'm going to create, let me get my stuff out of the way. All right, so first of all, let me go, let me do my circle. All right, so I'm just going to cut my circle in half. I'm just going to eyeball. I'm going to make one a little bit bigger than the other. So it looks like they're kind of going up hills. It would be better had if I had one of the dies that I could make it look like a slope, but I don't. So we're going to work with what I have. So I think I'm going to put this one here. And then what I'll do is I'm going to put it down and cut off a little bit. Let me get in the camera. So I'm going to lay it here and I'm going to have it hang off just a tad. But I want it to go from edge to edge. And then this one will be a lower one. And he's going to be down here. And I'm going to tuck that one under. And we'll glue this one down like that. Okay. So I think we'll go ahead and first put our... We're going to put our pole down here. We're going to put it right about there. And then we're going to bring it right up to the top. So I'm going to cut right about there. And if it's too long, we'll just adjust it. All right, so we're going to put him right about, so I'm going to go ahead and add this now, and that's going to also hold our banner. Let me get my craft mat, and then we'll add the hills to the card, and then we've got to cut out our banner. And hang on, this doesn't work. I'm going to pull out my other one. I brought another one over. Why is it every time I come on here that? All right, don't do that. Let's move on to the next one. I have one that's open. Here we go. Hang on. All right. Okay, so we have that, and where's my tweezers? All right, so we're going to place this. All right, so we're going to put him. I'm going to lay this right about here, and probably over just a tad. Let me get it straight. And we'll get it right about there. And this is going to be hidden by the banner. Whoopsie. Stuck to my finger. All right, so we've got that. All right, now we're going to add our hills. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim this down because I cut it a little crooked, which is fine. So I'm going to put this right about here, and then I'll come back and trim that off. And then this one, I'm going to put this one right about there. So it looks like a little bit lower. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one first. And then we'll have the aardvark or whatever it is. He's going to be hiding in the background anyway. So, and then we'll get all this covered up. So I'm going to lay that right there, and I'm going to come back and trim the, I'm going to have this hanging over the edge of the card, and I'll have that, we'll trim that off in just a minute. So, all right, so let's go ahead and do the same thing with this one. So we're going to pop this one on there. And then I'm going to trim these off before we do anything else. I'm going to get just enough on there. All right, so we've got our little hills. So let me just make sure that that's tightened down, and then we'll trim that off. Okay, so what I did on the banner, we'll let that sit for a minute. I just took a piece of copy paper, and I just tried to make a banner. Now, if you have a die cut that does that, then that would be my recommendation. Let me see if you can see with that on there. Can you see that? So I just kind of went like that and cut it, and I just erased it and just kept playing with it until I got kind of what I wanted. And then then what I did was cut this out on another piece of paper, and I tried to fussy cut it, and that didn't work. So I just drew it on here. So I'm just going to cut around this, and this will be our banner, and I'll just flip it over, and it will be fine because my pencil marks will be on that side. So that's how I made that banner. But again, if you guys have dies that can do that, then that's what I would recommend. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off my edges right here of my smoky slate so that nothing is hanging off the card. We'll get that off. There we go. All right, so we have that. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and add the critters on here. Now this guy, I'm going to put him kind of like here. I think he's going to be hiding. We'll hide him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these out where I want them to go. I want this guy to kind of be like he's holding on to that here. But I have to make sure. Let me go ahead and trim my banner because I need to use this to gauge how far up his head can go. So this might not be the prettiest banner, but you know, it was a something that you can think about doing if you don't have the right dies or something, right? So that's how you can create something. And then we would just, and I never thought about this. I saw this from the person that I got this idea from, and that's what she had done. And I was like, oh, well, that's a clever idea, because I kept looking around thinking, do we have dies like that? And I thought, well, I don't have any. And I looked in the book, and we didn't have any in the book. And I thought, well, where in the world did she get that? Well, she made it. So I'm just going to flip it over like that, and that's going to be our banner, okay? Now, we could add a little bit of color to that, but we're going to cover it up with the happy birthday. So I'm going to lay this about like that, so I know where my banner is going to go. So then I can figure out how I'm going to place my animals here. So I'm going to put him there because he's going to be kind of holding on. And if I put this guy here, then I can put my little scooter guy here. I'll put him down a little bit. Oh, no, I think I'm going to put him over here. And then we can take the bunny, and the bunny can kind of hold up that, hide that little hole right there, so you don't see the hill. We'll kind of get him right on the edge of the hill, so it looks like he's going up. We'll have him go that way. And we'll just put this little dude right about there, like he's on the inside of the car, or the road. All right? Okay. Okay, so now with that being said, we know where our banner is going to go. I'm going to go ahead and glue down. Let me see. I'm still thinking here. We put this guy here. Let's move him over. I maybe have him going down. I'll just put him like that. All right, so I'm going to move this guy. I'm going to glue him down. The other ones I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. We're going to use the little mini dimensionals. So let's go ahead and glue this guy down. The aardvark, oopsie, the aardvark. And you got to be careful because again, we're dealing with paper, so it's going to tear. So I think I'm just going to put him right about there, like he's on the top of the hill. We'll just glue him down. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and add dimensionals to these guys here. And we can use some of the larger ones on the bigger pieces. So I'll go ahead and do that. And just put some dimensionals. Whoopsie. Put one there, and I think we're good. We just need a small one over here. See, this is kind of fun. I mean, it's nothing, you know, again, it's not a rocket, you know, it's not rocket scientist, but it's fun, and you can use up your paper, because, you know, we tend to hoard. Oh, I know what I was going to tell y'all. I'm doing Thursday at, this Thursday, I'm starting to do Technique Thursday. So this Thursday at 12 o'clock, I'll be on the VIP channel and YouTube. And we're going to learn how to do some masking. And we're going to do a faux tear. And let's see, who else do I need? Where's my, oh, my bird. We got to put the bird on there. So if you can join me, that would be great. If not, it will be recorded and up. It will be up. And I will have the directions and whatever template. That's not going to work. It's too big. I'll have that posted in our group. And if you're on Facebook and you don't access Facebook, if you aren't, I have some people that don't do Facebook, then I'll put it in a drive, a Google Drive, so you can get the documents, okay? All right, so now all we're going to do is just put this, you know, let's place our little critters in here, right? And you would have thought, now see, had I done this like I thought, we would have been, we wouldn't have spent so much time watching me cut, but that's all right. Well, I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did on the other one. Good thing we're only doing 2 cards tonight, huh? Okay, so I'm going to put this little dude right about here. I'm going to keep his little smoke, you know, within my card so it doesn't. So I'll probably put him right about here. We'll kind of cover up his tire a little bit. So we're going to place him there. And then we'll do the bunny rabbit. I love these little critters, I tell you. They are just the cutest, you know, whoever. I don't have the artistic ability to come up with stuff like this. I have to case everybody for the most part. And we're going to put Bunny right about there. So he's going to be going up the hill. And then this little, they look kind of too jumbled up, don't they? Let me move him over a little bit. Let's move him. Hang on. They look like they're on top of each other, and I don't like that. Whoopsie. He might have to stay there now. He might be ripping the paper. That's what you got to be careful of, right? All right, let's see. We move him over just a tad, you know, because we can get his ear. Hang on. We'll get his ear to hide that right there. There we go. Doesn't look quite so jumbled up, huh? All right, so again, let me just get these little backings off. And I was trying to use my take your pick tool yesterday on this, and it was like, that was not working, so I'm having to use my fingernails. But it's getting it done, so it's okay. All right, so hopefully y'all are still with me. Okay, so we're going to put this old guy right about here because he's skating right along. I'm going to keep his beak on the inside like he's just coming up to the pole. All right, now we're going to attach our banner, and then we're going to, let's tie our ribbon first, and then that way I can adjust it. So we're going to use the lemon lime twist, and let's see, we probably got 1, 2, 3. I think 3 should be enough. Yeah, I think that should be enough. Let me get, cut that there. All right, so let's go ahead and tie this, and then that way I can adjust this as we go. So let's go ahead and add the ribbon. Let me make sure I've got it flat inside. We've got that. And the nice thing about when you put it on the card, you can always, no matter where you put it, you can adjust it to the length that you want. I need a little bit more over here. You can adjust your length or your tightness or whatever. So we'll get that, and then I'll adjust the loops after we get everything done. But I want to get him on here so we know what we're working with. All right, and we'll put that there. Okay. Oh, we did use a lot of ribbon there, didn't I? All right, we'll throw that up over there. Okay, we'll adjust that in just a minute. So we're going to put our flag or our banner. It's going to go right about there, and then of course we'll have the ribbon at the top. All right, so this is going to go on dimensional. So let's go ahead and place this down, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment, and we're going to cut those out, the wording. All right. Okay. All right, so what do y'all think so far? Yes, no, maybe so? All right, so we're going to put a little bit like that. We'll get that piece up there. And let's get the banner. I think that looks pretty good. And we're going to put some clouds in here too. All right, now we're going to stamp our sentiment, and we're going to do that on a scrap of white, and we're going to do this in Pool Party. Once I find, oh, here it is. It's buried underneath my stuff. All right, we're going to do the Pool Party. And then we're just going to cut these and put them on the banner. We're going to separate them. So I don't care about that because I'm going to cut that off. So, and then we're going to do the hurrah or hooray. See if we can get that on the same. We should be able to. All right, so we've got that. All right, so then we're just going to take these and snip this apart, and we're just going to cut these real quick. The hip is going to be easy to do because I'm going to come through here. Let me go ahead and cut it all the way down. And then I'll cut this in half. We're just going to separate the two. And we've got the P, so I'm just going to cut up just a little bit to the P and then go around the P and then come back around straight. And then we'll come back here next to the H. Okay, so there's that. And then we'll do the same thing with the hip. And then these will be popped up as well on dimensionals. So we'll just go straight across, and we'll come a little bit closer to the H. Okay, so we've got hip, hip, and then hooray. So we're just gonna, we'll do this one, and again, we're gonna fussy cut the wording out. And this is gonna go on our banner. And when you're fussy cutting, make sure that you've got your paper pushed to the back where your scissors are. I find that that's sharper than the top, the front pieces. You have a little bit more leverage that way as well. You can get into the smaller areas with that little piece when you got it, you know, when you're holding the paper towards the back. So you can kind of move it as you need to. And we'll just try to give it a little bit of swirly here. And we'll come around and then get around to the H, and then we'll come back up. So you just have to be careful that you're not going to chop off. And I'm going to come around this way, and then I'll come back and I'll fix that one. So I'll just come in from I'll just do it backwards. So we'll just come in this way and come around and come down here. All right, and then should be good to go. Get him off of there. Okay, so there's that. All right, move all this out of the way. So we'll put some dimensionals on here. We're using a lot of dimensionals tonight. So we'll put some little minis on the hooray. Right there, and we're gonna put one right here. And then on the hip hip, we can probably put a regular size dimensional. I think we might be able to, let's see. Nah, nope, can't do that, it's too big. All right, so we're gonna put 2 little ones. We'll put 2 little ones on each. All right. And again, this is, you know, it is a simple card. It's tedious, but it's pretty, you know, simple to make. So if you're just starting out, the hardest part, I guess, would be the fussy cutting, right? So, but you just take your time and cut around the words, and there's no right or wrong way. It's whatever makes you happy. All right, so we're going to do hip. We'll put him right there, and then we'll do this one. See, I'm trying to get the little pieces off. All right, so then we have hip, hip. We'll put the hip right down there, and then we'll put hooray on the end. And we'll get these almost, this one's almost done. All right. And then we'll put hooray right on the end, and then we'll adjust that once we get done. All right, so there's the front of the card. Now we have to complete the inside. So let's bring in our stamp, and we're going to stamp this as Smoky Slate, and we're going to stamp it on Smoky Slate ink, and we're going to stamp it on the Smoky Slate cardstock. All right, so we've got that, and we're going to push that down right about there. Okie doke. My dog is rooting. I don't know what, she's been doing that a lot lately. I'm not sure what's going on with her. You know how they dig into, well, she started digging into the carpet, you know, like trying to scratch, you know, to get around. And so I put a blanket down so she could dig into that. And I don't know, I thought it was when they would do that, like when they're trying to nest. I don't know, but she's been doing that a lot lately, and I'm not sure why. She's 13 and a half, and she's been thick, so I don't know what her problem is. But anyways, all right, so we're going to add this to the inside of our card. All right, and then we will add our, we're going to add our alligator, because that'll be another fun thing when they open the card. They're going to see the alligator coming through. They're going to go, what in the world? So we're going to color his, what did I do with my light? Smoky Slate. Oh, here it is. Let me color his little grass too, because he's been traveling too. So we're going to color that. And we'll color his tires. We'll color his bike real quick. Make him have black tires. You have some steady hands to do this stuff. All right, and let's come back with the lemon lime, and we'll just go ahead and make his little spokey things, or whatever you call that. And his bike frame is going to be the same color. We're just going to blend it all in. And let's see. And then we'll do his basket. We're going to use pecan pie, which is my favorite pie, in case y'all want to know. All right, so there's that. So him, we're just going to glue him down flat, obviously, because he's going to be on the inside. So we'll just put some glue on him. Make sure we got him ready to go. And he's coming in right on the edge, like that. Isn't that cute? All right, so now we have, let's fix our bow, and then we're going to add a few little clouds. So I'm going to slide this over just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to pull the tails just a little to make the bow not quite so big. But we do want it to make a statement, right? So let's put that there, and let's cut this one right there. And then we can play with that and get him all organized. I might need to make this a little smaller. Now it keeps twisting that way, so I can, all right, so we're going to pull that a little bit, tighten this, and then we'll adjust, and you can play with the bow however you want it to go. All right, so I'm just going to leave it like that for now, and we'll adjust that later. I got this piece here that we're going to pull him in, so we've got to get it to where, let's pull this in a little bit. You know, the bows are the thing that can be a little awkward trying to do, right? So we don't want to get them too big where it overpowers the card, but we want to make it so it's cute and fluffy. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this again, and I'll trim this one up just a little bit more. Okay, and we can pull that down some. All right, so we've got that, and then let's just add a few little clouds in here, and I'm going to put a mini dimensional on each one of these. Get them on the back sides. Whoops. There we go. I'll just put one little mini, and we'll pop some clouds out here just to kind of lighten up the card some. So it doesn't look kind of, you know, not that it doesn't have enough stuff, but we'll just put a couple of clouds. I don't know if we use all three or not, but we'll put them. And these clouds are part of the die set. All right, who said hi, Donnie? Is that Tina? She's the one, everybody calls me Donnie when I was working. I'm not sure. I guess it's a term of endearment, right? It was really weird because no matter where I went, where I was, people would call me Donnie. It just, something happened. I'm not sure how or why, but it did. I think I'm just going to go with the 2. All right, so what do you think about that? Isn't that a cute card? Would you not love to have that? I think I need to put his head down. Let's tack his head down because I don't want him to, I don't want his head to come off. So I think we need to tack his head down. Because somebody, you know, it could get ripped. So hold on one second. Let's get rid of that. And then we'll do the next card. The next card is really cute because we're going to have a stage. Yeah, let's do that. All right, there we go. Okay, so there's the first card. What do you think about that? Isn't that cute? And then you open it up. Ta-da! And then there's the alligator riding in. I'm so happy for you. So there you go. And you can get a sponge. You know, we could do the sponge and sponge this a little bit too to not make it look so dull. So we could get another sponge and sponge that and kind of do that. So I may do that later. All right, so there's that card. So I'm going to set that off to the side. Now we can move on to the next card. And let me show you, let me get all my stuff out of it. This is a slimline card that we're going to make. And keep our fingers crossed that I did cut all this stuff out. I swear, I'll tell you. Okay, so this is a slimline. And somebody correct me. I don't remember if we are still selling the slimline envelopes. If not, I'll put the measurements of how you can make an envelope. I'll put that on the page tomorrow. But this is the card that we're going to make. I've got a base of Balmy Blue, and I'll give you the measurements in, let's see. Let's see. All right, so the cardstock base, and there's our insides. So we've got Happy Birthday to You, and we've got the frogs on the stage singing, and then the dog is the spotlight. Now you can change whatever one you want in the spotlight, right? So this one is Parakeet Party, is what I chose to do. All right, so your base is 7.5, because you're going to cut it at 7.5 and then score it at 3 3/4. So it's 7.5 by 8 1/4. And then your second layer, which would be the same for the inside layer, is going to be 3.5 inches this way by 8 inches. Okay, so 3.5 by 8. And then our DSP, our designer paper, we're going to cut, and I'll show you what I did. I cut this. Now it depends on if you want a bigger stage, then you will adjust your paper accordingly, okay? But I went with a 3 by 5.5. So it's 3 inches this way by 5.5. I'm sorry, this one's 2.5 actually. This one's 2.5. What did I do? Oh, you know what? We might want to, let's see how that one works. I have down 3 inches. This one might be a little too short. And I've got all my pieces cut out. And, oh, you know what? I lied about that, that circle that we used here. This is not the 2 1/4 punch. This is from the Stylish Shapes. It's the largest circle on the Stylish Shapes. That's my fault, because I just realized this is my 2 1/4. This is from the Stylish Shapes, and it's got the stitching on it. So I just wanted to let you know, okay? That was my mistake. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I was looking, here's my paper. So this is a piece that probably could work, but I really want it at 3 inches because I want my curtains to come down. So we're not going to use that piece. All right, so here's the piece that I'm going to use. Now what I'm thinking, which probably will do the frogs, because I got to cut out, I do have to cut out my centerpiece, and I haven't done that yet. I was thinking about having the turtle. I may have the turtle do the singing this time. So I think I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to measure, I want 3 inches up this way, right? So I'm going to come in, and this is going to take, you know, just a minute or so. So I want to get my frogs in there. So if I cut this right at the bottom of those, of the drums. So let's just say I put this little beaver with his drums right there, and I cut that there. Then that's going to bring my 3 inches. Let me see here. We want to cut, it's going to be right there. So my 3 inches, I'm going to bring it up a little bit, because I don't want to cut off my turtle, because I'm going to use my turtle. But I don't want to use, well, wait a minute. I might have to, I want to get both frogs in there. So, all right, let's do it this way. Let's go ahead and cut this. I'm going to cut it right at the beaver's tail and part of, so we're going to cut these guys off. Now I want to get the frogs in there, so I'll just pick a turtle from the other piece and trim him off. I think I'm going to make him the singer, and I just have to locate him. I've got all of the other turtles. Do I have a turtle? Oh, I've got a turtle right here. I'll cut this one off, okay? So now I want my 3 inches, right? So we want to go 3 inches. So if I go here, 3 inches is going to put me right about there. So I think that will be fine. So let's get this right up to the 3 inch mark. And these guys are going to be hidden by the time we get all this stuff done. He's going to be right below the cutting blade. All right. So there's my 3 inch piece that I'm going to work with. All right. This is a scrap. So we're going to put this off to the side. And then this is, sorry. So we want to cut this down because we want this to be at 5.5, and this paper is cut at 6. So we want to cut this down at 5.5. So we'll just cut it on this side here, okay? All right, so that's all we got to do. So you just want to have 3.5 by 5. I mean 3 by 5.5, okay? All right, so we're going to set that up there. Let's move all this out of the way. Okay, so let's bring in our base, and we're going to bring in our paper trimmer / scoring tool, and we're going to score this on the 7 inch side, right? Because we've got it's 7.5, so that's 8. All right, so this is the 7.5. So we want to take half of 7.5, which is 3 3/4, right? So 3 and 3 is 6, and then you've got 1.5, so that makes it 7.5. Did you realize when you started crafting that we were going to have to know math? Who would have thought, right? So, and I learned all about eighths when I worked in the mortgage world, let me tell you. That's one thing you learned, eighths and all that mess. All right, so we are going to fold this over, and again, this is my card base. So I'm going to get this evened out, which I think we did pretty good. Let's move this out of the way. Get my bone folder. All right, we're going to end up going over, you guys, so just bear with me. All right, so there's that piece. All right, now we're going to come in with our parakeet, and this one I need to trim down. So this, we need it at, okay, so this is going to be at 3.5, right? So at 3 3/4, we want to take a quarter off. Well, that will put that at 3.5. And then we want this to be at 8 inches. And I need to cut just a little bit off. So let's cut off, oops, that little piece right there. And you can make it shorter if you don't want as much. I like to have a little bit showing. And for this card, I definitely want it like that. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. Now, before I attach this, we're going to add our ribbon. And I'm going to do the green again. I could do the pink, but I don't think the pink, I don't know. We're going to do this. So let's wrap this in here. We'll go ahead and get that, and that way we'll have it ready to go to put this thing together. So let me get some ribbon up here. We're going to cut this. I mean, I'm probably cutting too much again, but that's all right. Okay, so let's make sure we've got that there, and we're going to take, and we want this one to be in the center, and we want it to be our bow on the end. So I'm going to turn this, and again, once we have this on here, then I can adjust it. I'm not going to glue this down just yet, but I'm going to go ahead and tie my bow and hopefully have it tied where my bow goes sideways. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so let's do that. I know I look like I'm all thumbs, right? Okay, and I am. All right, hang on. All right, so we're going to get that there. Pull that around. Okay, now that's a little tight, but we can adjust that as needed. So let's loosen that a little bit. Okay, now once we get this, then we'll adjust, and we're going to pull our tab, our little bow, hold the knot, and then pull your ribbon. All right, so I think that's good. We'll adjust the size of this. So let's get it to where we kind of want it. I'm going to tape, or not tape, I'm going to glue the ribbon on the back down to the base. So once we have this, this is where it's going to go. So I think we'll probably be good about like that. Okay, I don't think we need that. This is going to be hidden. All right, so this is a trick if you haven't done this. Take your seal and just put a little smidgen right here. And then I just I just put my ribbon so it kind of holds it in place. All right. Okay, so now we can start building, and I'm going to attach this because this is where I need to build my stage, and we need to get everything the way it should be in position. And all right, so let's add some adhesive, and I'm going to use my seal on this. All right, so we're going to do that and put some pieces there and here and right there. All right, so we're going to leave a little bit of an edge on both sides, and we should be good because, you know, once you put the seal down, you can't move it. Hang on, as I'm talking and moving it. All right, I think we're good there. Okay, all right, so there's that. Okay, now this is going to be our scene. Okay, this is what we have to look at. So we're going to build our base, our stage. Now I'm going to bring this down just a little bit because I want to be able to have some room. Now this is a little short, but I'm going to put this in the center. Okay, so we're going to, and it can be up a little bit higher than the paper, but you don't want it too high because you want your curtains, and these are cut out with the dies. So I want my curtains to go down to the edge of the paper and make sure they're at the top. So that's how we want to make sure we get our paper, our curtain on here. Okay, does that make sense? So you got to play with it and just get it to where you want it, and I think that's going to look good right about there. And then I can play with that, bring this down, and I'm going to bring him in. All right, so I think we're going to bring him down just a little bit more. And you don't have to have it going over the edge. I kind of do just because it makes it look a little bit nicer. So, all right, so let's see. Let me do this one more time. This is the part that's just, you know, if you want to get it to where you want it to look right, because you don't want your curtains to look funny, right? All right, so I think that's good. All right, so I know I need to put my paper, I need to glue it right about there. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down, and then we can start building the curtains. And then once we get this on there, it's pretty easy. It's just a matter of making sure you get your curtains to match up, you know, with the banner at the top, okay? All right, so we're going to put this right about here. I'm going to leave a little gap there and some right there. Okay, so we're going to lay that down. All right, now we'll go ahead and I'm going to start on this end here. So I know where my curtain needs to go. And this piece here, I measured, let me tell you what, there's a die for this in the frames that come with it, the dies. And this is cut at 4 3/4, just to let you know. And you can make it however deep you want it, because you can always trim it off. And I made it a little bit wider because I want to make sure that I have it enough to where my curtains are going to go to the bottom of my stage. And then I adjust this accordingly. So that way I know I've got, and I'll move it over. So I have, all right, so we know that's going to work right there. And then that one should work right there. Okay, so that's where this guy's going to get glued. So we're going to put it right at his leg. So let's go ahead and get some glue on here. Picked up the wrong glue. All right, so we'll just come down. Okay, so we'll put that right about there. And the glue, the green glue gives you enough time that you can move it if you need to. And I think that's good. So we're going to get that down. All right. And let's make sure that this one is going to work and get that even. So we want to slide this one down so that they are all covered. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's there. All right, and then we're just going to add our curtains. And you just want to apply the adhesive, because you're going to cut 2 of them out. One's going to go upside, you know, one's going to go backwards. So I'm just going to put a little strip, because these got, you know, it looks like they're curtains when you get up close, because you can see the lines through them like the curtains are being folded. And so we're going to attach this one to this side of the thing. All right, so that goes in. This is just, again, another way that you can use up your paper. See, now I need to get a little bit over here. I should have pushed this corner down just a tad, because that he's hanging up, so I'm going to have to move this up just a tad. Hopefully it's not going to be seen. Maybe, hang on one second. Let me see if I can slide him down. He's probably already stuck there. All right, well, we'll just go up just a little bit. Okay, and all right, and then this one, and this is the part that you have to be careful of. You just want to make sure you get your top valance, if you will, positioned. And it works out. So we're going to put him right there. We got that one lines up pretty well. I'm not sure why the other one's not cooperating, but probably needed to bring this one up. Let me see if I can lift this up without tearing it. I probably won't be able to. Let's see. Might be able to. Yep, I can. I'm going to slide it up just a little bit, because we've got this little piece. Actually, hang on. I'm going to trim this little piece right here. I don't think anybody's going to see it because it's going to be hidden. There we go. I'll bring him up just a tad. All right. So there's our curtains on there. Isn't that cute? Now, we did cover up his head, so obviously I didn't do a good job when I was, I should have moved this up higher, because I've got my frog there, and this guy's supposed to be playing to him too. So what I may end up doing, I guess I'm going to have to put the spotlight. He's going to have to be right here, and he's going to be covering up this dude. So that was the other thing you got to pay attention to. So I should have brought this up higher because my frog was right there. But we'll make it work. We'll just put him over here. He's going to be on this side of the stage. So we're going to bring in our turtle. So we'll just have the frog singing to the turtle. That's all. So we're going to cut the turtle out, and we're going to put him in the spotlight. So let me just do a little fussy cutting with him. And I wasn't thinking, because when I did this, I used that dog and had both of my turtles, my frogs. But that's okay. It's fine. Because just remember, well, like I always say, whoever gets this card has no idea what it's supposed to look like, right? They have no idea. So even though we know what we wanted it to look like, your recipient has no clue. All right. So we're going to color, we're just going to trim around. Whoops, I wanted to leave some of those little things. Let me go this way. So I want to leave some of his music things. All right, hang on. We might have to put some little music things around him. Cut that. Hang on a minute, and we'll just come around. I think I'm going to cut that one off because it doesn't look like a music note anyway, so it looks kind of goofy. But what we'll do is I think I'll just cut some of these and place around it. We'll do that. We'll make it work. We'll just have some of these little notes all around. We'll just kind of make them look like it's supposed to be like this, right? All right. Okay, so we're going to put Mr. Turtle right here. He's going to be singing. So we'll glue him down. I'm not popping anything up. Yeah, I think I just don't want to pop it up because it might be too much. So, okay. I'm doing it again. I keep grabbing the wrong glue. I got 3 glues over there. 2 aren't cooperating, and I keep grabbing the ones that don't work. All right, so we're going to put him. This is the 2 1/4 circle punch. So we're going to put him here. Whoopsie. All right, we're going to put him right there. I'll get my glue eraser out. And then I'm going to glue these little notes down. So we'll put a little bit of adhesive here. I did it again. I guess because it's laying down, it's closer to my hand. All right, so we're going to glue, and we'll put these little notes right here like he's singing, and it can hang off a little bit. That'll be fine. All right, so we've got that. And why don't we we'll just do a couple more. Let's do a couple more notes. Let's do this one right here. These 2, we'll put him down towards the bottom. And see how easy this is? I mean, it really is fun. You just cut out this paper because it's got all the, all the pieces that you need. But you can use a stamp set. Now, there is a turtle and all of that in the stamp set, too. So, I just thought this would be a neat way to show you. Let's put this over here. Put your head down there. There we go. All right, now this one, did I pop this up on dimensionals? I think I did, yeah. So we're going to pop him up because we're going to make him. Now, I guess I'm going to put him up here because obviously I got the frog. He's in the background, but you can't see him. So this one's, that's okay. No one's going to notice the difference. They're just going to look at this singing turtle and go, where in the world did you find a singing turtle? Hello from Idaho. Fussy cutting to say, yeah, I know. I thought I had fussy cutted most of this. Is that a word, cutted? Fussy cut the first card, and obviously I didn't. And then this one I kind of switched it up a little bit, so ended up having to fussy cut that, and I messed up. But that's okay. If we get him right here, you can kind of see the little beaver playing the banjo, the what do you call those things? I just went not banjo, bongos. So we could do it like that, but you can't see him, so I'm going to cover him up. We're going to put him right here. All right, so he's singing, okay? All right, so I think, all right, and the next thing we have to do is we're going to stamp our sentiment, and I've got a little banner right here, and we're going to stamp, I'm going to use the black Memento ink, and we're going to stamp the happy birthday to you, and we're going to stamp that right on here. All right, and then we're going to attach that. Actually, you know what we'll do? Let's get our bow. I think, see how I always tie my bow and my things always go the opposite direction? I'm going to take one of these pieces that I'm cutting off. Look what we're going to do. We're going to add it right down here. So I'm going to put a piece of adhesive. Where's my craft mat? Hang on. See how I lose stuff? How can you lose stuff when you're working? Can somebody tell me that? My craft mat? See, it just, oh, it's over here. No wonder. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back, and we're just going to tie this. That kind of helps bring it together, and we'll just wrap this around, and I know that's a little bit of a big piece, but let's just wrap it on there, and then we'll trim it. So let's get him on the glue, where the glue is. Hang on a minute. Let's try this again. All right, we're going to lay it right there. Trim him down. There we go. Got it on the glue. Sorry. hang on a minute. It helps if I put the glue all the way across. All right, let's try that again. Stay there. There we go. There we go. Be smarter than the thing. All right, so there's that. We're going to pop this up on dimensionals. And we're going to put some little bling. Oops, we're going to put some bling on here as soon as I get my dimensional off the thing. So we're going to put a dimensional here, and I'm going to put one down towards the bottom, right there. Oops, see, I keep taking them off. There we go. Put that right there. And then this one. Okay. Get this piece off. Hang on a minute. This one doesn't want to cooperate now. The backing does not want to come off this one. So, I think what we're going to do is pull this one off because this one's not cooperating. Let me get another one. He goes in the trash can because he won't work. All right, hang on. Just got a couple more, few more minutes. We'll be done in by 8:20. 4 more minutes. All right, so we've got that. So we're going to pop him right there. So he's kind of on the edge of the curtain. We're going to put happy birthday to you. And then we're going to pull in, which I didn't do on the other card. I meant to put some bling on it, and I forgot on the other card. But we're going to use, these are, and I'm not even sure if these are still available. These are the 22, 24 in color dots. I don't know if they are or not. But we're going to take a little green, and I'm going to put one right here. No, I don't know if I want to do that because it's got the ribbon. I don't have any baby ones, so let's put one right here. And let's put one right on the other side. I'm looking to see if I have a smaller green one. Oh, I do. Hang on a second. Because I think that big one's too big. Hold on. I'm going to take him off because he's a little too big. So let's remove him. We got these little baby ones. So let's just put a couple of ones. I'm going to put one right here. All right, so we'll put one there, and then we've got the little tiny ones. We'll add just a little right there, and then we'll put one over here. All right, so there is our card. Now the inside, you're going to cut this the same at 8 by 3.5, and then we're going to stamp the inside of the card. So we're going to stamp this again. We're going to do it in a Memento Black, and then we'll be done. And I've got the turtle on the inside singing as well. So he's going to be on the outside and the inside. So we're going to stamp something great to celebrate. All right. And then we're going to come in with the turtle. And we're just going to put him like right over here. And then there are our notes. So we'll just stamp a couple of notes. Hang on. And then we're going to do a little bit of coloring to the turtle so he doesn't look like he's quite naked. So we'll put some notes there, and we'll do, maybe that's good. We don't want to overdo it. We'll just do that, okay? All right, so now let's just get our parakeet party out, and we're going to color around his shell. I'm going to do dark right here. And come around in the dark, and then his little square parts on his back we're going to color with the light. Actually, we'll color those dark, and we'll do the inside of the shell. Okay, and then that's the dark, and then we'll come back in with the light. We'll just fill in right around in here. It's not going to see much. It'll be a little bit lighter shade. All right, and that's all we're going to color. We're not going to color much in on him. And we will do his microphone. So let's get the, we'll get the smoky slate again. And we're going to color his microphone. And this is the light. So we're just going to color that. Just color the whole thing silver. And then let's give him, let's give him a green. Let's give him a microphone that's green. His little handle. Kind of goes with him. All right, so that's the inside of our card. So we'll add our adhesive. And we'll attach this. And then I'll give you, if you have an envelope punch board, then you can make your envelopes. You just look up the size of the card and it tells you what size paper you need. Otherwise, I will do that for you. I will give you the measurements, and I'll put that out tomorrow. So we're going to place that right inside of here. Okay. All right. So what do you think of the cards that we made? There's that one. Aren't these cute? And then here's the one I made in a different color. And then here's the one here that we did with the dog in the inside. All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate your patience with me running over. And I apologize for not having that stuff cut out in advance. I thought I had done that, but go figure. So, all right. So don't forget, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube, and share and like my Facebook page, and make sure you share. And I will put you in the drawing for a full bolt of soft seafoam binding ribbon, and that's 10 yards. And I will announce that tomorrow. Riley and I have therapy visits at 1 o'clock, so it'll probably be in the afternoon if I don't get it done in the morning. All right, everyone. Thanks again. I really appreciate you spending your Tuesday with me, and I will. Hopefully, I'll see you on Thursday, 12 o'clock. I'll be doing Technique Thursday, and if not, it will be recorded. So I will see you all on Thursday. Thanks, everyone. Bye now.